Fucking boo.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fucking Boo Bombing Stories with Big Irish J. I'm your host, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth. And today, for the Bombardiers, aka the Boo Crew, shut up, Mike. We have a guest that you may have seen him on Showtime, Netflix, Comedy Central, Mike Faverman, aka Faverman.
Flavor Pig.
Mike Faverman, what's up, Mike?
Jay, thanks for having me, man. I'm in my garage feeling real good in here.
Yeah, I was telling you as you're setting this up, this looks like a fucking hostage video. And I'm glad you took.
I have too many
comb through
birds,
your hair.
dude.
What the fuck
The
is
birds will mess this podcast up bad.
You might as well
I
have
got
done this from
sloppy
your,
peaches.
You might as well have done this from the shitter. It looks like you literally rolled out of bed and just fucking. But okay, let's.
This is how much I love and respect you.
Yeah, I get it. And yourself. So,
None.
So tell us your bombing story, Mike.
Oh God, which one? I got a couple good ones, but I remember Russell Peters called me up one time and he's like, "Hey, you want to work with me?"
Okay, let's not name drop in this.
Oh,
just a comic called you.
No, it matters.
Fucking with you.
It matters, guy, because it was sold out.
I sold out the Yoo-Hoo room.
Who is that? Is that
Flappers?
Is that a Flappers?
It's like a 20
I don't even remember the time that you and I worked together in the Yoo-Hoo room. I don't think we did sell it out.
No,
it holds like 6 people.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
That was fun. You were like heckling me.
Dude, every time we do a show is fun. Oh, yeah, you could tell the story of LA Comedy Club.
Oh, good God. We'll tell that later. But,
all right.
So Russell asked me, he goes, "You want to work Cobb's?" And Cobb's is like 600, I don't know, like 600 seat or something. And the thing about working with Russell is he takes his time. Like when he's ready, it's significant. Would you just shut up, Paul?
Because you know how we fucking as comics,
Jesus Christ.
Like we get it. You work with Russell.
So Russell.
Yeah, RP as you call him.
Russ P. So he takes his time. So he goes over there whenever he feels like it. While the rest of us are in the car with him, and we have to go on before him. So we show up 15 minutes after the show started, and as soon as I walk in the building, they're like, "Where are you, man? You're on next." And I was like, "Oh shit." And I hadn't even seen the room yet. You know, those comics, like, I don't know about you, but I like to see the room, kind of visualize it.
Okay.
So I walk in and they're like, "You're on now." And they're introducing me. I don't even know where I'm going. I walk up these steps. I walk out, packed place. Usually you can just snap right into it. So it's San Francisco. So I think I tell a gay joke. I think I tell a joke where, like, when gay men masturbate, do they ever get the urge to shoot it in their own face out of instincts? And it flatlined. it got real quiet in a 600 seater. And I'm like, oh shit. So I try to bail myself. I mean, I've bombed many times, but I try to bail myself out, and it got deeper and deeper. I mean, I've never seen a room this packed be this quiet. But I did hear laughter in the back. So I'm like, shit, I'll just play to them. Long story short, I bombed for a good 25 minutes, and I got off, and I was shell-shocked.
Were the people in the back laughing the comics?
It was the staff. The staff loved it. They were like, dude, you were hilarious. And I'm like, well, how come I bombed so hard? But, yeah, I was getting heckled by, like, middle-aged white guys. And I started going, like sometimes you can bail yourself out with crowd work by shitting on people. It got them angrier and angrier. And by the time I was done, I thought I was going to be carried out and fucking murdered on the street.
What were you trying to say to the guy, or what was he saying?
I call him like Captain Steubing from the Love Boat. And Just fucking making fun of him being bald and fat and ugly. And I'm like, that's pretty much what I am now. But it just got deeper and deeper. Like you could look, when you look at their faces when you're bombing, like sometimes they're like, ugh. These people are like, they were like, get them off. It was, dude, it was easily the worst bomb I've ever had. They wanted me dead.
Oh, dude, and it's one thing, like I if it's a room where there's nobody there, I'm always like, we've done shitty gigs and we've done bar gigs, we've done whatever where there's nobody there, and I don't really give a fuck in like that. And you might have younger comics that'll at an open mic or something, they'll be like, oh my god, I bombed. I'm like, dude, there's nobody here to bomb too. But a 600 seater sold out.
Packed. Packed. I mean, they really wanted my death. And I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I didn't even want to go on for the second show. I was like, fuck, man. Like that was a nightmare.
Did who else was on the show with you? So we know Russell, we get it. And who else?
It was Edward San Juan. He opened up. And then it was me. And then have you heard of Russell Peters before? What
did they say to you?
Russell goes, oh fuck, man. He goes, that was rough. But then he had a tough set too, no lie. And he goes, and in the middle of his set, he goes, oh, I can see why Faverman said you guys sucked. But at the same time, which was a relief to me, I got, I was for the first time, he was like, he goes, do you want to flip with Edwin? I was like, fuck no. I was pissed at that question. But it's like he has an ethnic crowd. And Edward San Juan, he's hilarious as it is, but he appeals to his audience as well. And I'm just kind of like the white dude in the middle. But the rest of the week, I went 7 for 8 that week. I did have good sets, but that was the first. Woo! It was a doozy.
It always reminds me of like they say it in rounders, and it's true with poker, where they say you don't so much remember like the winning hands as much as like the losing hands or the bombing. Saying that just as a comic that we've all bombed, and I know immediately going to that place and how that feels. You do your first joke and it 99.9% of the time gets a great reaction. So that's what you're used to. So when it doesn't, that's the first that you're like, it's like you short circuit for a second. You're like, wait, what the fuck is happening? Did I say something wrong? And then fuck.
Oh, and dude, I was gonna say, do you ever do the Star Dome in Alabama?
No.
So it's a big theater, and I went out there as a young comic. He gave me a guest spot for whatever reason. I was only doing comedy 3 years at the time, and once again, it was packed. But I was stumbling on my words, and I couldn't finish jokes, and I forgot tags, and I was all over the place, man. Because, like you said, the first couple jokes didn't hit like the way they usually do, and you just start to malfunction.
Yeah, dude, it's like a fucking short circuit.
It's awful.
So what would you you told me what Russell said. So we always ask, like, from the bombing story, what would you have changed and or what did you learn from it?
Well, first of all, like I said, I like to, when I get to a club for the first time, I like to get there, look around, get the feel, and then go over my set maybe in my head. I would have gotten there earlier without, I would have gone over there without him. And then also, I probably wouldn't have started with a gay joke in San Francisco. But I didn't have any time to kind of prep my set at all. And I think that's pretty much it, though.
Yeah.
Because I probably would have had a different first joke. And, dude, I'm falling apart over it.
Yeah,
I would have had a different... I would have had a different first joke.
Throw up on this.
Oh, dude. I didn't tell you what happened to me on the ships, did I? I got COVID.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
My first crew, and then I got pneumonia back to back.
Well, what do you have? You have diabetes or whatever?
No, I don't, not yet.
No, what do you have? You have something.
I don't have anything. I I have bad luck. Is what I have.
Okay. All right. Well, no, asthma. Is it asthma?
I have asthma. Yeah.
That's what it is. And I was, because when you told me you had COVID, I was like, oh, I think fucking Mike has asthma or AIDS or something that could affect him.
Asthma AIDS.
Ass AIDS.
I got those.
But yeah, so I was worried about you. And then when you got pneumonia, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Bro, I was like yellow. And I thought I got COVID twice because the symptoms were very similar. And I went down there, and when they first got their eyes on me, they're like, dude, get in the room immediately. They took x-rays, they intravenous all types of drugs into my system. And the first day I didn't feel that much better, but I was at least stable. And then the next day I went down for medicine, and I don't know what they put in my system, but I was 1,000% better.
Wow.
And oh yeah. And I'm gracious that there's at least a viable team on board that actually knew what the hell they were doing. Because she said if my lungs had filled up, I would have been done.
Jesus. And how do you, speaking on the cruise, so did you even get to perform?
I performed the first 2 nights, and then I had 2 nights off, and then I was supposed to do 3 more shows, and I was unable to do them.
And do you, on those, because a lot of times cruises, they want you clean. Do you have to do clean, or?
I had to do 2 30-minute cleans. Yeah. It's slow and deliberate and brutal. The first 4 times, because I did 16 shows, I did 3 different contracts. The first 4 clean shows were brutal, man. Brutal. And then I kind of got the timing of it and the jokes. Like I worked at it. I sat down and I put together at least a viable set, and it wasn't as bad, but it takes time, dude. It's work. You really have to do.
Sorry, I was just going to say, just so people know, your regular set, are you just being you on stage? On stage, how would you describe your comedy?
Oh, brutal. I think my goal right now in comedy is to push the envelope, because I really feel like if we don't, we're all going to be watching everything we say.
Oh yeah.
And I've already been attacked online, so I already have that experience. I think it's time to get rid of the sensitive bullshit, dude, and just go for it. Other than that, we're just going to be censored. It's going to kill our art form.
Yeah, you don't usually work clean, and like, how would you describe your comedy? Like, it's kind of like, it's not necessarily one-liners, maybe 2-liners.
I would say it's caustic. It's offensive, but clever and funny. Yeah. I mean, I don't go for the shock. I'm not like a shock humor comic. I like to write the perfect wording of a joke, so it's timed well. It flows well, and it hits hard. I mean, that's kind of that's how I like to write my jokes.
Yes. Yeah, if you get a chance, by the way, give your plugs of all your social media and everything.
Oh, Instagram at Mike Faverman, Facebook Mike Faverman, and I got a new podcast. It's not new, but I started up again called Come On. Yeah. And I just had a episode with Holtzman that will be released next week, man. I'm you know what, man? I'm after the pandemic, or after kind of broke up a little bit, I've just been super productive and creative, and I'm having a blast again, man.
Yeah. Is this your set for your podcast, by the way?
No, it's a little more rustic. It's I do that one in my basement.
Just
water heater.
Just for the listeners, let's actually, I want to tell because it was that was kind of a perfect night of comedy that night when you were headlining.
Oh, so fun.
Gooch's. Like, it had everything you want as a comic and what you love about comedy. So I'll tell
tell your listeners how fun it is to be in the back of the room as your buddies are on stage, just doing. They could be killing, bombing, or whatever. It's just fun.
Yeah. So this is I'm going to tell some of it, and you tell some of it too. So so this was our buddy Gooch had a show at LA Comedy Club at midnight on Saturday, and I've headlined it. Mike headlined it. Different people headlined. Or no, this was Butch's show. This was Butch Bradley and Friends, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, this was Butch Bradley and Friends, I think it was a midnight show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so our buddy Butch was doing Butch Bradley and Friends, and I wasn't even on the show, but I showed up because Mike was there and Butch is a buddy, and so I was just like, I'll just go and hang out. And then Butch is like, hey, do you want to do time? So I was like, sure, fuck yeah. And he's like, how much do you want to do? I'm like, Butch, anything you give me, I'm happy with. So I think he gave me like 6 or 7 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Put me up first. So I was like, cool. And I went up, and as I'm on stage, because Mike is there, I'm doing like not Mike's jokes, but Mike's like my catchphrases and shit. And like I'm on stage going, come on, guy, and shit like that. Just fucking killing
it,
crushing.
Just killing it.
Yeah. And so I get off, and Butch is like, he's like, geez, he goes, Jesus Christ, man. I thought we were going to just go up and do like a light 5. He's like, now I got to readjust the whole fucking. He was like, I was going to have fucking, what's that guy, Billy or the weird.
Oh, Billy Strange.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say Billy Weird, Billy Strange. And he was like, fuck, he's like, I got to rearrange. I was going to put in, you fucking go up there and hit a home run. I can't have him going up. So I was like, I just was fucking doing my shit, right? So everybody's going up. Everybody's having good sets for the most part. Everybody's doing fine. And then Mike's headlining it, closing it out. And how much time are you doing?
I think it was like 25, 30 minutes tops.
Okay. So this is now 1-ish, 1 in the morning, 1:15 maybe.
Yeah.
So Mike goes up, and then I'll let you take it from here, Mike.
I mean, I'm doing my shit, and I think I do a joke about how you should boo things that suck in the world, and
yes.
So it sets up for a callback, which I was intending to do, and then I did another joke that it did all right.
Tell what happens in the joke, so people will get what Butch did.
Oh, so I just say, but boo things that suck in the world, like you're on an airplane, a baby's crying, just getting in his face, like boo, and even the baby would be like, "What the fuck?" Or take a girl out to eat, she doesn't put out, walk into her door, boo. So shit like that. So it sets it up. So basically, you're booing everything that you hate in the world. And then I go into another joke, and then go ahead, take it from there.
He goes into a joke, and I don't know if it was in like still the setup part, or you hit like a punchline that didn't necessarily hit.
Yeah,
but it's kind of it was maybe in comedy it seems like it's 20 minutes, but it was maybe a second or 2 seconds of where it was just totally quiet, and then all of a sudden you hear from Butch, boo. In the same tone Mike had done the previous ones, and the whole room just fucking lost it. And
I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah. Dude,
you like it better when someone else does it.
Dude,
I thought it was Brady Matthews.
Yeah, you were like, fuck you, Brady.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh, God.
It was that.
Bro,
those
are the fun, most fun nights, dude.
Dude, the stand up and working a new joke and everything is always great, but just the camaraderie of comics, real comics hanging out and just fucking just talking shit and fucking around is the best.
Yeah. Did you know your friends in the back and they want to throw something out just to mess your ass up?
Oh, dude.
When you're on stage all the time, I was like, come on.
Yeah, dude. And I think before I went up, I told you I was going to do the come on guy. You're like, don't you fucking do it. And I was like, hey, come on.
Dude, I was at a party once, a Russell Peters party.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I said to somebody, I was like, come on, guy. And someone was like, Russell, he's doing your shit. And I was like, what? And I looked over and Russell's like, no, man, he's the originator. And he's like, oh, my God, I didn't know. He's doing my shit, too.
Oh, God.
Motherfuckers.
Come on, guy. It is pretty catchy. I'll give you credit for that. All right. What the fuck are you doing? What'd you just do?
Are we on?
Yes. What'd you just do? Oh my god. All right, we got to wrap it up. All right. You gave all your shit. So until you like how this ends, you're going to love this, Mike, how this ends. What are you doing? Are you texting somebody? Jesus, now your camera's off. All right, we're going to end. Until next time, bon voyage.
Fucking boo.